The instant Meri Brown slid that old rusty key into the hidden lockbox beneath her cabin floor, she had no idea she was about to unleash a legal nightmare that would bring the Brown family crashing down. Inside that box were letters never meant to be seen, trust documents that told a completely different story, and a sealed envelope marked with just the terrifying words, exit strategy. What was hidden in that envelope would shatter trust, expose betrayal, and turn the courtroom into an all-out battlefield. If you think you know the story of Sister Wives, you're about to discover you knew nothing at all. The morning mist hangs heavy over the Utah hills as Meri Brown pulls up the gravel driveway of her bed and breakfast. The cold air cuts right through her sweater, but she barely notices. She's not here for a pleasant weekend getaway. She's here to confront the past. The cabin feels eerily quiet, the kind of silence that makes your ears ring and your heartbeat sound deafening. Meri walks across the old wooden floor, her footsteps echoing like whispered secrets from long ago. She heads straight to the back of the cabin, to the spot her mother warned her never to touch. Hidden under a loose floorboard in the corner, buried beneath old insulation, she finds it, a small metal lockbox. She stares at it like it might explode, because in many ways, it will. Her hands shake as she slides in the worn brass key that had been hidden in her mother's sewing kit, tucked away between buttons and spools of thread. The key turns with a click. Inside, 3 yellowed papers. One black and white photograph of Kody's father standing on the property, a notarized family trust document from 2008, and one sealed envelope. The envelope is marked in bold red ink, exit strategy, open only if absolutely necessary. It's Kody's handwriting. Meri's throat goes dry. What the hell is this? She whispers to herself. She doesn't call Kody. She doesn't tell Robyn. She calls her attorney instead. Within 48 hours, those documents are filed with the district court. When court day arrives, the tension in the room is thick enough to cut with a knife. Everyone's on edge before Meri even walks through the door. Robyn arrives first, dressed in a navy blue dress, her lips pressed into a tight line, her eyes scanning the room without really looking at anyone. Kody comes in next with a new lawyer, a young, aggressive man trying to project confidence but clearly rattled. Christine and Janelle sit quietly in the second row next to Meri. There's a fire burning in their eyes. They've been burned before, but this time it's personal. The judge enters, a sharp-eyed woman known for taking no nonsense. All rise, calls the bailiff. The room shifts nervously. The court calls the case of Brown versus Brown. Property dispute and allegations of document forgery. Meri stands up. Her voice doesn't waver. Not today, Your Honor. What I'm holding here is proof that the property I inherited from my mother was never part of the Brown family trust, despite Kody's recent court filings. These long-hidden records show clear individual ownership. More importantly, this envelope labeled exit strategy contains written instructions from Kody on how to transfer that ownership without my knowledge or consent. A shocked gasp ripples through the courtroom. Kody's lawyer jumps up to object. Robyn shifts uncomfortably in her seat, eyes wide with alarm, but Meri continues, I'm not here to embarrass anyone. I'm here to reclaim what rightfully belongs to me before it's too late. The judge leans forward. Meri, are you saying you have evidence of intentional property transfer without your consent? Meri nods firmly. Yes, Your Honor. And more than that, there's proof that Kody planned this years in advance. The courtroom falls dead silent. The judge calls for a recess. Court will resume once this envelope is opened and its contents verified. Meri sits quietly while Robyn and Kody argue just outside the courtroom doors. Their whispers quickly turn to angry hisses. You lied to me. You said that plan was destroyed. Robyn snaps. I thought it was. Kody hisses back. Her mother told me she burned everything, but she didn't. It survived. And now Meri has. Later that evening, Meri sits on the cabin porch with the mountains towering above her. She holds the old photograph of Kody's father standing on the land, hands on his hips like he owned the place. In the background, barely visible, is a young Kody smiling. What happened to that boy? Where did he go? Meri closes her eyes. She knows tomorrow the courtroom will explode. Because that envelope doesn't just contain betrayal, it's a complete playbook on how to take everything from her and leave her with nothing. The next day, the envelope is finally opened. Inside, a typed letter and an audio recording. The letterhead shows Kody's old business logo, dated April 17, 2016. The courtroom holds its breath as the judge reads the letter aloud. If Meri ever files for separation, begin transferring Liz's heritage ownership through the LLC, Robyn as managing partner. Do not inform Meri until final paperwork clears. Christine's hand flies to her mouth. Janelle's eyes fill with tears and Robyn goes completely pale. Because the audio recording, it's her voice giving Kody step-by-step instructions on the transfer. The tape begins to play. The entire courtroom leans forward. Robyn's voice comes through the speakers. Once everything's in my name, She won't have anything left to fight with. Silence. Gasps, stares, and Meri, she doesn't cry. The recording continues playing, even though the courtroom is frozen in stunned silence. Robyn's voice, soft but determined, echoes through the chamber like a ghost from darker times. Once everything's in my name, she won't have anything left to fight with. Kody stares at the floor, his jaw clenched so tight it looks like it might crack. Robyn, usually so composed and calm, now trembles, her hands balled into fists, nails digging into her palms. Her eyes dart frantically around the room, as if hoping someone will declare this all an elaborate hoax, but the voice is unmistakably hers. The plan is real and everyone knows it. Meri doesn't even blink. She simply stares straight ahead, completely still, as if years of emotional abuse have finally hardened her into steel. This isn't about revenge anymore, this is about survival. The judge removes her glasses and surveys the courtroom. We'll recess for 2 hours so counsel can verify the authenticity of this recording and supporting documents. The gavel comes down, and chaos erupts outside the courthouse. Reporters swarm. Robyn, is it true? Did you instruct Kody to steal Meri's property? Why did you target Liz's heritage? Is this why the family fell apart? Security pushes them back, but the questions can't be silenced. Not anymore. In a private conference room, Kody's attorney pounds the table. This recording is damning. We need to discredit it immediately. Robyn breaks down. It was years ago. We never went through with it. She was never supposed to find that box. You said you destroyed everything. Kody shouts. She turns to him, tears streaming. You said she'd never come back to the cabin. Down the hall, Meri sits with her lawyer and a digital forensics expert. Can we verify when this recording was made? Her attorney asks. The expert nods. It's from a phone Robyn owned in 2016, no editing. It's authentic. The lawyer leans forward. Then this isn't just a property dispute anymore. This is premeditated fraud. 2 hours later, court resumes. This time, Janelle takes the witness stand. Her voice is steady, but sadness colors every word. I remember Robyn saying in 2017 that she and Kody were restructuring assets. I didn't think much of it at the time, but months later, Meri's name started disappearing from business documents. When I asked about it, Robyn would just say, "It's for family protection." She pauses, tears welling up. Looking back, I think she meant this plan. Robyn sways like she's about to faint. But Janelle isn't finished. I stayed quiet too long. But Meri deserves the truth. Christine's testimony is like a dagger to the heart. In 2018, I found a manila folder in Kody's office labeled MHI transfer. Inside were printouts of Meri's bed and breakfast financials and a checklist. The final item read, "Full control." Robyn signs. Kody's face turns red. Christine stares him down without flinching. I didn't speak up then. I should have. But I will now. She turns to Meri. I'm sorry. Meri nods, a single tear rolling down her cheek, but she still doesn't break down. Not yet. Then Robyn is sworn in and everything falls apart. Her attorney objects, but the judge overrules. The recording has opened the door. Robyn's hands shake as she's sworn in. Her voice barely a whisper. Yes, that recording is real. More gasps. Kody closes his eyes like he's trying to disappear. I didn't mean it the way it sounds. Robyn continues. There was pressure, financial pressure. Kody said we had to protect ourselves. The judge leans forward. So you agreed to help him secretly transfer Meri's assets? Robyn nods slowly. At the time, yes. Meri's attorney steps forward. When you said she won't have anything to fight with, you meant Meri? Robyn pauses. Yes, and this was done without Meri's knowledge or permission? No, and the documents you planned to sign on her behalf, who wrote those? Silence. Kody stands up. I did. Whispers break out across the courtroom. The judge bangs her gavel. Order. Kody remains standing, jaw clenched. I wrote the first draft. We never filed it. But I wrote it. The judge's eyes narrow. You realize this constitutes conspiracy to commit real estate fraud and attempted theft, don't you? Kody stays silent because he knows she's right. Meri stares at the man she once trusted completely, the father of her children. The man who for years made her believe she was still part of the family. And the entire time he had a plan to destroy her. Court is adjourned for the day. No verdict yet, just more questions. But something different happens in the hallway. Christine walks up to Meri and puts a hand on her shoulder. He's not going to get away with it this time. Janelle joins them. I'll testify again if I need to. We all will. Meri doesn't say anything, but the tears finally come. And they're not tears of pain, they're tears of validation. That evening, Meri returns to the cabin one more time. She builds a fire and sits down with the remaining contents of the lockbox. Hidden beneath the original papers, she discovers a second envelope, smaller, older, addressed not to her but to Kody. In her mother's handwriting, she opens it. Inside is a handwritten letter. If you ever try to steal this land from my daughter, you will regret it. Below that is a photocopy of the actual original deed filed. notarized and dated years before the Brown family trust was ever created. Not just evidence, a knockout punch. It's nearly midnight when Meri holds the letter in her trembling hands, written in her mother's distinctive script. It feels like a message from beyond the grave. The letter isn't long, but it cuts through every lie with surgical precision. If you ever try to steal this land from my daughter, you will regret it. This deed is legally protected. It's hers, not yours, not the family's, not Robyn's. Hers, attached with a rusty paper clip, is a photocopy of the original land deed. Notarized, dated March 2005, 4 years before Robyn even joined the family. 2 years before Kody ever mentioned a shared family trust. It's Meri's land, undeniably, legally, unshakably hers. Some evidence speaks quietly. This evidence screams. The next morning, the courtroom feels different. The tension has been replaced by something colder, fear. Kody walks in with his lawyer, but his usual swagger is gone. Robyn looks like she hasn't slept in days. Her eyes are puffy, her hands clutching her purse like a lifeline. Christine and Janelle sit behind Meri again. No longer just supporters, now they're witnesses to history. Meri approaches the plaintiff's table and sets down the envelope. My mother knew what might happen, she says. Her voice quiet but strong, and she prepared for it. This letter, this deed, it's her voice speaking from beyond the grave. She's not here to fight this battle. But I am. The judge opens the envelope and reads the documents. The silence is like a heavy curtain falling, then something shifts. The court clerk whispers urgently to the judge. The judge nods and looks up. We've just received confirmation from the county recorder's office. The deed recorded in 2005 in the name of Bonnie Alstrom and transferred to Meri Brown in 2007 is legitimate. The document presented is an exact copy of the original on file. This property was never part of the Brown family trust. More gasps. Kody buries his face in his hands. Robyn stares straight ahead. Blinking rapidly, Meri closes her eyes. It's true, it's over, or so she thinks. The judge continues, however. Due to allegations of attempted fraud and forged document filings, this court is referring the case to the district attorney's office for criminal investigation. That's when Robyn panics. She stands up abruptly. Your Honor, I didn't know he forged anything. I never even touched those documents. Meri's attorney responds coolly. The audio recording suggests otherwise. You coached him through the entire process. I thought it was hypothetical. Robyn shouts. He said it was just a backup plan. He said we'd never use it unless Meri tried to. She stops. Too late. Everyone heard it that afternoon. Things take an even darker turn. A court investigator walks into the courtroom with a folder marked urgent. He's immediately sworn in. During our preliminary investigation, he begins. We discovered irregular withdrawals from the Brown family trust over a 3-year period. Nearly $212,000, all funneled through a secondary LLC controlled solely by Robyn Brown. Kody goes pale. Christine covers her mouth. Janelle whispers under her breath. Oh my God, the judge scowls. And this LLC, was it disclosed to other family members? No, Your Honor, in fact. It was registered to a private P.O. box. Not connected to any family residences, it appears to have been used to quietly redirect funds. And a portion of those funds can be traced back to Liz's heritage revenue. Meri's lawyer speaks up. Meaning they weren't just planning to steal Meri's land, they were already profiting from it. That was the match that lit the gasoline. Meri finally stands up. I've been quiet. I've been loyal. I've held my tongue while they laughed behind my back. While they told the world I was bitter, jealous, dramatic. But this wasn't just betrayal. She turns to face Kody directly. You stole from me. You stole from my mother's memory. Her voice cracks. But she doesn't cry. Not today. She shakes her head. I was never your enemy, but apparently, I was always your target. The judge calls for another recess before making her ruling. But the whispers outside the courtroom are louder than ever. That night, headlines explode across social media. Meri Brown drops bombshell evidence in court. Robyn and Kody face fraud allegations. Meri's mother's secret letter surfaces. Liz's heritage back in spotlight. Brown family trust under criminal investigation after recording and financial records surface. Robyn is spotted leaving the courthouse in tears. Kody won't comment to reporters. He just gets in his car and drives away alone in the cabin that evening. Meri sits on the edge of the bed her mother used to sleep in. She holds the letter close, not with anger but with grief. You always knew, didn't you, Mom? She whispers. That's when she hears it, a car outside, then a knock. She opens the door to find an FBI agent standing on her porch. Mom, do you have a moment? She nods slowly. The agent hands her a document. We'd like to ask you some questions about the LLC transfers and about a separate report. Filed by Christine Brown 2 weeks ago. Meri looks at the agent. Her heart racing. What does Christine's report have to do with this? The agent looks up. Her statement may have just opened a much larger investigation. Not just about the property, but about federal-level fraud involving interstate transfers and false tax reporting. The storm isn't over. It's just crossed state lines. The cabin feels colder than usual. Meri stands in the doorway, her breath visible in the night air as the FBI agent hands her the file. Inside are 2 words stamped in bold red letters: investigation opened. She scans the pages. Her heart sinks deeper with each line. Bank accounts, wire transfers, shell companies. One name keeps appearing in the transactions: Robyn Brown. Then a second name shows up: Kody Brown. Meri's eyebrows shoot up. What does Kody have to do with this? She asks. The agent glances at the door and lowers his voice. She filed a complaint 2 weeks ago. Provided us with copies of emails, financial records, and something else. Something else? The agent hesitates. A burner phone with saved voicemails. Meri's eyes widen. Voicemails from Robyn and Kody? The next morning, the courthouse isn't just tense, it's electric with anticipation. The FBI has arrived. 2 agents sit quietly in the back of the room, notebooks ready, prepared to document every word, every movement. Every glance between Kody and Robyn. Kody looks shaken. Robyn's face is ghostly pale, lips dry, eyes constantly darting toward the exit. Then Kody walks in, calm and determined, carrying a small box of evidence with steady hands. The judge calls her to the witness stand. The courtroom holds its collective breath. Kody clears her throat and turns toward the courtroom, with a look no one has ever seen from her before, the look of someone ready to end years of lies. Your Honor, 2 years ago, I began documenting suspicious transactions related to the Brown family trust. In a gripping Utah courtroom drama, Meri Brown uncovers a web of family deception surrounding her mother's legacy property. Liz's heritage in Kody, a longtime family member, steps forward with explosive evidence from a hidden lockbox, bank records, voicemails, and spreadsheets revealing wire fraud and money laundering orchestrated by Meri's husband Kody and sister-in-law Robyn. When the judge questions Kody about her delay in coming forward, she tearfully admits to being silenced by fear and manipulation. Robyn dismissed her concerns. Kody called her paranoid. Silence is the abuser's most powerful weapon, Kody declares. Finally breaking it with her testimony, the court listens to devastating voicemails. Robyn whispers urgently, "I've moved the money. We need to create a second invoice or Kody's going to question it." Kody responds, "Focus on Meri. She's checked out, keep her away from Utah court." Robyn adds, "Once the taxes are filed under the new name, it's over for the family." Kody confirms she knew about the schemes for 2 years, but Meri's discovery gave her the courage to speak out. An FBI agent announces an investigation into tax evasion, fraud, and embezzlement connected to the Brown family trust and various LLCs. Robyn gasps in shock. Kody explodes, "This is a family matter." The judge silences him immediately outside the courthouse. Meri thanks Kody. "We're not victims anymore." Inside, Robyn breaks down in a private room, sobbing over her recorded voice and fraudulent documents. The judge rules Meri the rightful owner of the freezing all related business pending the investigation. But an anonymous call warns Meri this isn't over. Kody reveals a hidden message from Robyn's cousin, Jonas Sullivan, implicating him in the LLC setup. Storm clouds gather as the FBI subpoenas Jonas. Meri provides a USB drive containing a Zoom call recording. Kody discusses moving money discreetly. Jonas suggests a Flagstaff shell company. Robyn proposes cover stories like landscaping improvements. Jonas testifies with cold composure, admitting to the fraudulent LLC and Robyn's requests to bypass Meri. He produces a 2019 notarized agreement showing Robyn's plan to claim full ownership, unsigned by Meri, but clear proof of their execution strategy. Meri rises, "You thought I was weak and would never fight back. You were wrong." During lunch break, more evidence emerges, a receipt showing Robyn listed the inn as corporate rental property under the LLC, completely erasing Meri's heritage. Carrie Lane, Robyn's former assistant, testifies about suspicious payments and plays a recorded meeting where Robyn boasts, "Meri's stuck in the past. Now she's giving it all up." The judge recommends federal charges. U.S. Marshals arrest Robyn for wire fraud and conspiracy. She screams her innocence. That night, Meri discovers her mother's hidden cassette recording. Bonnie warns Kody, "Liz's belongs to Meri. Don't mistake her silence for weakness." Played in court, it fulfills Bonnie's prophecy of family destruction. FBI bank statements trace $93,700 from the LLC directly to Kody's personal account. Meri testifies, "You stole my trust, my mother's legacy. Silence enabled your arrogance." Kody pleads the Fifth Amendment. The judge escalates to criminal court. Emily, Robyn's ex-assistant, delivers a thumb drive of backup files, buyout plans, forged deeds. An email draft designed to destroy Meri's reputation and blame Christine. The judge adds charges of coercion and emotional abuse. Final revelations come from Meri's storage trunk, Kody's personal journal, and USB files detail Kody past land fraud, transferring property parcels to Robyn and a Utah shell company through Silent Pines LLC. The judge restores the into Meri, launches investigations into all LLCs, seizes assets, and refers criminal charges. Robyn's mugshot leaks online. Kody flees Arizona alone. Meri returns to the inn and hangs her mother's warning letter: "If you ever try to steal this land, you will regret it," standing with Christine and Janelle. She declares, "They stole money, land, and my voice, but now I'm louder than ever." Legacy, as Bonnie's journal confirms, is what no one can take away. Justice has thundered and the storm has finally passed.